22 is holy, 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 solid. Lock and key on every side. These are shops. These are shops. There's a market called New Market. And here you can see everywhere is down, paralyzed. Even the slice of bed cannot be seen around here. Everybody is yanning. Let Nnamdi Kanu be released. Thank God the court case is a favorite one to us. But the Fulani hegemony have refused to let it go. And we have vowed, if they refuse to let Nnamdi Kanu go, there is no backing down, and the Monday sit at home. This report is coming from Nova Israel, from far away Abia State, industrial hub of the eastern region of Nigeria, in the region of West Africa. Thank you. Today is 10th of October 2022. Today is 10th of October 2022. The sit-at-home is very high at this side of the world. This Abia State, to be precise, on a protest that Nnamdi Kanu must be released. They're protesting against the Nigeria renditioning Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. Kept him in DSS custody. They say that it is bad and it's uncalled for. And they must release him for them to lift up what is banned, or Nigeria will be destroyed. This Global News reporting for about the process is very sound. Nnamdi Kanu is a freedom fighter who loves his people with passion, fighting to liberate his people from the shackles of the enemy. And they have vowed in addition, and when Nnamdi Kanu is not released, with all these protests that are doing, 2023 is going to be absurd. No election in BIAFRALAND, and that will destabilize this country. No election in BIAFRALAND.
All he Biafra, all he Biafra. IPOB, one family, one family.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on your time zone. Reporting right away from far away Abia State. This is Global Newsreel reporting. You can see the sit at home today, being 17th day of October 2022. Is holy, 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 solid. Lock and key on every side. These are shops. These are shops. This is a market called the new market. You can see everywhere down, around. Even the flies of bed cannot be seen around. Everybody is young. Let Nnamdi Kanu be released. Thank God the court case is a favorable one to us. But the Fulani hegemony have refused to let him go. And we have vowed, if they refuse to let Nnamdi Kanu go, there is no backing down in the Monday is at home. This report is coming from Global Newsreel from far away Abia State, the industrial hub of the eastern region of Nigeria, in the region of West Africa. Triumphant from all our foes, through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing, the glorious song, play it, sing it, all hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. We shall always remember all that perished in the struggle.
Provide jobs to everybody, but the little we can provide. Let's work together. And if the security people are sincere, few of them are sincere. They are very, very ready to work with us, but many of them are involved in this bunkering. You know, there is no way you can load a vessel without settling the security that are within that environment. They will now take you around now. When people are walking, you see one gunboat here, one gunboat here. This is another gunboat. People are doing loading, loading crude oil. Can they do that without separating the people that are here? So our appeal is to the security agents that are working in this area, that if we are not careful, at the end, everybody will suffer. Not only the people from this area. Once people cannot pay salary, our schools are going to strike now for so many months. You can only pay teachers when you have money. Revenue. It is only few people that can send their children out of this country to school in other places. What about the ones that cannot send their children out of the country? So this thing, we need to work together as a team. And we are ready on our own parts. If we have that cooperation from the security agency, I think we don't even have any problem. In 2, 3, 4 weeks' time, we are going to restore the production back to the way it was before. A lot of people are now running helter-skelter because they know that there is nothing in this country concerning the river line that I don't know. The people in Imo, River State, we are all brothers and friends. So once we discuss and agree, and that is the more reason why our people in River State, maybe they are going to start any moment from now. Once they are fully engaged, and then we will now still call the security people to call their people to order. Once that is done, then we are good to go. And if they fail to comply, I think in no distant time, I will ask them to bring the people back, because I have a comprehensive list
of those who are involved.
Yes, and all of them know that. By virtue of my position, you know, I will not be afraid of anybody. You know me. That was when you guys came last time. When I said, no, this is our area. I was in Abuja. Yes, I went to NSA, then I went to IG. And that what they are doing here is not right. What I am saying is that we are ready, and everybody know that.
And turning a rotten situation to a bad one is necessary. Seriously. And turning a rotten situation to a bad one is necessary at this critical time. That is why we are here today.
Of the rising sun, all hail Biafra, land of the rising sun, we love and cherish. We have vanquished our enemies. All hail Biafra. God bless Biafra, in him we trust. Shout it, sing it, all hail Biafra.
It's a new genre, so to speak.
God bless Biafra.
And turning a rotten situation to a bad one is necessary. Resiliency. And turning a rotten situation to a bad one is necessary at this critical time. That is why we are here today.
where you are watching from. Thank you today
We shall
for this wonderful day again, even though we are coming late. This is a special class today. Sixth day of 2018. Welcome you once again to yet another wonderful evening. Let us have
But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you, that they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until the Biafra comes and beyond to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully, and they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. They will buy some of you over. The spirit of Opa, Biasika, and the Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over.
We have suffered enough.
I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. You cannot. Not in a trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwugika, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Inagulere, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Oraeri, the same God of Oweeri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be known by the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is He omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who, from their mother's womb, they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook, they can buy them off. They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
Welcome back. IPOB Autopilot Worldwide. Woto is the code. IPOB Autopilot Worldwide. Woto is the code. IPOB Autopiloted Liberation Movement for the Restoration of Biafra. Woto is the code. I want to thank you today that we are making progress. We are making progress, and we are indeed making progress. The reason I have come this evening is to inform Biafrans that nothing, absolutely nothing have changed. Absolutely nothing have changed. The court have ordered the release, of course, unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, our leader. And since the order was given till today, the 16th day of October 2022, the terrorist government of Nigeria is yet to free and release him. And so, the time we gave them to release him elapsed and end today. Biafrans are going to speak in a language they will not understand. I want you to understand that we are fighting for our freedom, and we are going to fight anyhow. Anyhow, I will tell anything that we have. We were also told that they are going to let our leader go. We are not agitating for the freedom of our leader on credit. We've made it very clear from the day one, what we are doing is cash and carry. Money for hand, back for ground. We are not interested in speeches. We are not interested in articles. What we are interested is until Nnamdi Kanu comes out as a free man. So long as the Nigerian state have not respected their own court, have not respected their own decision, we are not changing anything. So for this reason, tomorrow still there will be sit at home in entire Biafra land. The Monday sit at home has not been cancelled. The Monday sit at home will be increased in the volume and the compliance. And of course, as the ultimatum given have ended today, they will hear from us. I want to use this opportunity to tell every Biafran, especially those who are part of this movement, what we are doing, to be very, very vigilant. We have entered a very dangerous stage of this agitation and the liberation of Biafra. We want all of you to be alive. We want all of you to see Biafra next year. Your movement and activities from now on matters a lot. Watch your environment. Pay attention to your environment. Watch your movement. And trust nobody. Inasmuch as I ask you today to trust nobody, you must all have trust with those who work very closely with you. You must be your comrade keeper, your brother's keeper. You watch each other's back. You will benefit nothing by betraying your own brother. If you, at this particular point in time, you have not seen the coming of Biafra by 2023, you need to wake up. You need to wake up if by this time you have not seen that Biafra is indeed coming in 2023 and the Biafra is already here. I want you to understand there is nothing in this life that is going to stop the restoration
I want to encourage
of Biafra in 2023.
Day of October 2000.
And at the same time, we have entered a very, very delicate time.
As soon as possible, very soon, we're expecting him I want to encourage everyone.
It is very important that you are going to be very, very security conscious.
I will continue to
The
be
Nigeria terrorist state
as we are waiting for
are doing
Nnamdi Kanu to
everything
come and address us, the Biafra people. I want
to
you
crush
to
Biafra.
stay and remain focused. We are
And we are
going
not
to
saying that
back
it is a
down
surprise to
and
us.
step back an inch
We are not
until
saying that
Nnamdi Kanu
we
come
are
and
not aware
and
of
address
that.
Biafrans.
It is
And then,
part
and let
of
us
the
have
game.
a clear picture
Do not
of
give
what is
yourself
going to be the next
very easily and very cheap
concerning the
to the
Biafra
enemy.
liberation. But I want to tell you that we will continue to maintain, elections in
Always
Biafra
listen to
territory.
instructions.
We continue to make sure that Nigeria
If you
will
feel
never be
that your
validated
number,
again.
your telephone number has been compromised,
We will continue to maintain this particular
I order you this evening
self-determination
to
and the
change
liberation
your
of Biafra
number
by
with immediate effect.
And like I
Those
told
of you
before,
that your telephone
by the
numbers
time we
has
have
been
no
compromised,
senator, no
your telephone
governor,
number is in
no
the
House
hand
of
of
Assembly member,
those
no
who
representative,
are ready to
House
do
of Assembly,
anything to
House
betray
of
Biafra,
Representative member, no speaker,
claiming that
no
over
House
their
of
dead
Assembly
body
member, no
will
councillor,
Simon Ekpa,
no
according to
Nigeria
them,
elected
bring
official
Biafra.
in Biafra territory. That will be
For
in
this
the beginning
reason,
of Biafra.
they
Believe me,
have chosen
we are going to
to
do
give
this
your
together.
information away to the
Remain
enemies.
focused and resolute. Do not
Because
be threatened
to you,
by anyone.
it
Do
does
not
not matter.
allow any threat to make you
To
defeat.
you have
Those who are
decided
coming
that
back now,
the work
those
and
who
the
say
legacy of
P2B is going to
Mazi
release
Nnamdi
him,
Kanu
this one is going to
will
release
never
him,
be allowed
you have failed.
to
We lose.
disappear
Woto
and
to the
destroyed
enemies of Biafra.
by the betrayers of this movement. So this evening, if what I am saying touches you and you feel that this message may be directed to you today, and you feel your number has been compromised, and that the people, those people that you are suspecting of giving information to the Nigeria state just to crush whatever the party are playing for Biafra to come next year, have given information to the state to track you and abduct you and kidnap you and kill you, you better from tonight deactivate your number. We want you to be part of those that will see Biafra in 2023. We know they are going to kill us. We are going to kill them too. For self-defense. And at the end, Biafra will come. But do not give yourself very cheap to the enemies. Do not, out of ignorance that nothing will happen, they are not going to do me anything, give yourself very cheap to the enemies. Some of you are going to be in the hand of the enemy for just ignoring this particular advice I am giving to you today. And I pray that you will not be in the hand of the enemies. Now listen very, very attentively. If you know that your number has been compromised, you change your number, deactivate your number, save those contacts that you know that you trusted, and those you feel that you want to continue to keep communication with. When you deactivate your number and get a new number, let those you trust be the only one that you communicate with your new number between now and February 2023. Very important. You need to take a very decisive decision. You need to take a very, very difficult step. The time has come you make a very difficult decision. For the next 140 days will be the most difficult days in the entire history of Biafra struggle. Must survive these 140 days at all costs. And those of you who the enemies are using to hunt your fellow Biafrans, to hunt your fellow agitators, the time has come that the spirit of Biafra possesses you. From tonight, as we end the ultimatum to free Nnamdi Kanu as the court, the shenanigan court ordered, it is the time from tonight you become very, very security conscious. If you know that you are part of this particular movement and you have something to offer, adhere to this advice and this announcement I am giving this evening. We need you, and we need you like never before from tonight to the next 140 days. We are now counting the days, and of course, when some of them will be laughing and mocking at us, they will be mocking us that Biafra, they are laughing at us when we told them that Biafra is coming in 2023. They laugh at us, they say, Obi this, Obi that. I want you to understand that you can never redeem, you can never salvage Nigeria. From tonight, as we end this ultimatum that we gave to the Fulani terrorist government, as we end this ultimatum that we gave to them tonight, I want you to understand that we need you. You are very, very important to this Biafra movement. Your contribution to this movement is now we need it more than ever before. I want to use this opportunity to thank parents and the Biafra youth that participated yesterday during the first ever youth Biafra Youth ESN fundraising. The world have seen that the Biafra youth are now aware. They have shown how desperate they are for the freedom, and we will continue to make our children to know how important it is for them to have their freedom and their future secure. Yesterday, the Biafra kids, Biafra youth, they demonstrated their love, their craviness, as they crave to get their freedom and their future secure. Goes to show that we have done a very good job as we continue to keep the fire burning. I want you also to understand that those who want to fight against Biafra from emerging as a nation in 2023 are not going to rest.
I've been seeing things online.
They are planning. As we are planning, they are planning.
Even arrested me during
we are using their own employees against them. They are also using some sellout money mongers and betrayals among us against us. And so we are not worried, because the way they use those with us is the same way we use those with them against them. It's 50-50. But I'm going to tell you that we will be more smart, and we have always outsmarted them. And that is why it is very important that you watch around yourself. You watch those you have dealings with. And any time you suspect anything, don't give it a second thought. You make a decisive decision until you confirm whether that particular thing you suspect is real, truth, or not. We are not going to allow ignorance to make us lose anybody. And so this evening, I want to also thank the IPOB Autopilot Media Team. When I talk about media team, I talk about all of you that are on social media. Some of you have been blackmailed, accused, and some of you, they are still planning how to blackmail you. But I want you to understand that the blackmailing is part of this particular dirty freedom fighting. Some of you have now disagreement with your old friends. Some of you are no longer talking with your friend because of one blackmailing and propaganda. I want you to understand that it is part of this dirty freedom fighting. You need to develop and create a new fire in your heart where you are going to be putting those whom you feel somehow have disappointed you as we continue the journey from today. Those of them that have betrayed you personally, but they are still having something to do with the majority of those in autopilot. Create a fire in your heart and put them in that fire and watch them with one eye, and let us move on from this evening for the next 140 days. Those of them and those of you that will also be disappointed by the activities of those that you looked up to, you must create a fire in your heart. Put them in that fire.
Let everybody go.
Watch them with your one eye as you sail through the next 140 days. These 140 days will be the most important days in your entire Biafra struggle.
I don't have candidate. I cannot.
How you manage these days will determine whether your input for the past years you have been part of the Biafra struggle is for positive or for negative. It does not matter your contribution in the past. It does not matter what you have done in the past. If you did not hang on to run this race up to the next 140 days, every of your effort in the past will become a waste on your side. If you are committed before, for you to sustain this commitment, you need to have another extra 20% to add to what you have done in the past. I want to tell you this story. In this Biafra freedom in 2023, from this night, we are now in the last phase of the marathon race. The marathon race is not always those who started leading the race will win. It's not always those who started leading the race will end to the finishing line. Everything you see today happening is divine. And those who have programmed this particular struggle to be what it is today will see how the programmed autopilot is going to lead Biafra to freedom. Under the leadership and spiritual supervision of Nnamdi Kanu. I want you all to understand from today, our leader will continue to be the head of Biafra movement. Whether in his present, whether in his absent. And of course, we know when to take order from him and when not to take order from him. And everything we do today is for the best interest of Biafra and of course, for the best interest of his sacrifice. If anybody is telling you that Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu will give up on Biafra, ignore them. Because they never know how prepared we are. Today, I can announce to BIAFRANS for the very first time that nations, countries, are now interested. We are now engaging countries that are interested in Biafra. And some of them have given their green light. It is going to shock many people because they will never believe. But I can assure you this evening that countries are now engaging Biafrans. And this is the greatest news in my entire life. That now, as the day goes by, our strength is increasing. So do not think that what we are doing, that we are alone. We are not alone. Many countries are now showing interest. And whoever we go to, it becomes confidential until the right time. That is why sometimes I look at what is going on, I say the things of the Spirit. People may never understand it. I am not here to entice anybody. But what I have to say this evening is that Nnamdi Kanu is the only person that Samonepa will listen to. And at the same time, I assure Biafrans can assure Biafrans, when you hear me say this, don't worry. Because the spirit of Biafra is the one leading this movement. I did not join Biafra movement for a better Nigeria. I did not join Biafra movement for Igbo president. I did not join Biafra movement because Igbos are being marginalized. I did not join Biafra movement because of Igbo. I joined Biafra movement because one is that our people have and they deserve to live. Two is that I want to make
you must have
part
mercy
of
upon
those
us.
who make it.
We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day Chukwa Biama Binigwe whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind.
History of bringing one of the best nations in the world. 3 is that I want to be part of those who will secure the life and future of one of the most smart, brilliant nation in the world. I want my name to be in the history book for good. I've always said it. Whatever you do in this life, let your hand be clean. Those who are always living with lies and propaganda will not stand the test of time. If you have built your life and build agitation of Biafra in lies and propaganda, what you do in Biafra struggle is to sell lies and propaganda, you will never be strong in Biafra struggle until Biafra come. Your lifespan in the Biafra movement is very limited. The only time you are going to make impact, and your impact will be felt in the Biafra liberation, is you build your life on truth. Diligent. Always stand by the truth. It does not matter what happened to you. It does not matter how they blackmail you. It does not matter how they attack you. At the end, you are going to win. I want you to understand that lies only last for a while. You need a lie to cover a lie. You need another lie to cover another lie. You need another lie to be able to cover another lie. And at a point, you may not know how to lie again. And by the time people notice that you are lying, that will be your end. That's exactly what God has demonstrated so far for the last 6 months. Those who pretend that they are good and they are for the best interest of Biafra and for Nnamdi Kanu, it does not matter how much you pretend. If you are not truthful, one day you will be exposed. You can never outsmart the spirit of Biafra. You can never outsmart the Biafra people at the end of the day. Some of you that have made Simon Ekpa your enemy, Simon Ekpa will become your enemy. Some of you that have made Simon Ekpa your Nigeria, Simon Ekpa will become your Biafra. Some of you that made Simon Ekpa the agitation or the freedom you are fighting for, Simon Ekpa will give you water. Some of them that have come today as they struggle to manipulate the history of what has happened for the past 1 year. When God will expose you, you will regret ever thinking about it. Nothing is hidden on the surface of the earth. The reason why Simon Ekpa stand very tall today is because I stand on the truth. And I stand on the legacies of Nnamdi Kanu. There is nothing Nnamdi Kanu has done that is crime or punishable by any law. There is nothing. That's exactly where I stand. I could remember sometimes in 2020, I told Nnamdi Kanu that whatever you do, I will follow you. And I said, the reason I joined this struggle is that if you do not have what could bring Biafra, I will bring something to support you. And that is exactly what I have done and I continue to do until after these 140 days from today. Those of you who think that you can manipulate the mind of people to hate Simon Ekpa, you are going to be disgraced. Those of you who think that with propaganda you can somehow destroy the plan that Autopilot and Simon Ekpa has for Biafra, you will be disgraced. You will be disgraced. I have challenged anybody who think that Simon Ekpa has ulterior motive to come forward and tell us why he believes that Simon Ekpa is not for Biafra. The propaganda that they fly on social media, they started after we destroyed Anonymous. They say Simon Ekpa collected $2.7 million. I want you people to understand that the people we are dealing with are evil. They go to the underworld to find information about the future. They see the future, they may not see it very clearly. So when they see the future, they come back and reinforce themselves to work against the future. But I want you to understand that nobody fight me and remain the same. It is not by my power, but by the power of nature and truth. These criminals, gang, Anonymous, and their group, led by China Sanworu, the Mohammed Abbas in Kuwait, that were feeding fat on the blood of innocent Biafrans. Of course, they consult witch doctors to know what Simon Ekpa will do. And they use the Anonymous to speak to Biafrans. Anonymous, they say Simon Ekpa will be the worst thing that happened to IPOB. Did you all remember? They say Simon Ekpa is the worst thing that will happen to IPOB. But that's a lie. Simon Ekpa is not the worst thing that happened to IPOB. Simon Ekpa is one of the good things and the good gift of Biafra spirit to IPOB, to genuine IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. All of you saw that. Do you think that that particular update coming from Anonymous was more of a exposition of a hacker or more of a exposition of people that have consulted witch doctors? I want you to think deep this evening. The people who call themselves Anonymous is being led by the Mohammed Abbas in Kuwait, with all these ones in Africa countries. They said Anonymous begin to post that Simon Ekpa is the worst thing that will happen to IPOB. That is not coming from people that are hackers. Rather, it's coming from a witch doctor. A witch doctor who have told them that Simon Ekpa will end every criminality in IPOB. So they are not actually talking about the genuineness of the Biafra struggle, but they are talking about the criminals, the criminality and criminal activity in the Biafra movement, which, if you allow to continue, you will never get close to Biafra. you will never get close to Biafra. That is why everything happening today is divine. Those articles were shared by all of them, that Simon Ekpa will be the worst thing that happened to IPOB. I want you to understand that they have consulted and they have done consultations. And they told them, keep Simon Ekpa out of the way at all costs. A week ago, we rounded up the exposition or the analysis of the confession, part 1. And I said, we are going to round up the part 1 confession because the part 2 confession is coming. There is nothing I have said that have not happened. The only thing that is yet to happen is that Biafra will come in 2023. And we are getting there. I want you to connect the dots. They said that Simon Ekpa will be the worst thing that happened to IPOB. And these some people who said Simon Ekpa will be the worst thing that will happen to IPOB, they started shouting that Simon Ekpa is nobody. Thinking that it is going to move market when they say Simon Ekpa is nobody. Yet, the spirit of Biafra continued to catapult Simon Ekpa to the limelight. Now, last week, I told you people that part 2 of the confession is coming. Here we are. One thing is that they can never run away and escape this particular confession. Today, the same people who have kept Biafrans in the dark for the past 1.5 years have now come to say they know what happened to our leader in Kenya. For the past 1 year, yesterday, they have come for the very first time to say they are aware that they know what happened to Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, but they want to keep it secret. But that is the same thing Kanu have revealed in one of his interviews. He said that these criminals in the leadership knows what they know more than him. Do you remember that? These evil people, after 1 year, they have come to say they are aware of what happened to Nnamdi Kanu, but they want to keep it secret. And Kanu said that they know more than him. And they kept quiet. It is now that we have released the power against them that you see them confessing. I told you people that the part 2 is coming, and it is here. And in this whole thing, I have always told you people, I have no problem with some of them. I have no problem with Kanu. The only problem I had with Kanu is the fact that they did not inform anybody that Nnamdi Kanu have problem. The problem I had with the secretary was that she did not also inform anybody that Nnamdi Kanu have problem. And for that reason, they contributed to the extraordinary rendition of Nnamdi Kanu to Nigeria. That's all. There are many things. And I have made myself very clear. That is my anger. as somebody that is pure. If I had known that Nnamdi Kanu is in Kenya, maybe God would have used me somehow. But at the same time, Biafra is a spirit. Certain things that we can't control. The spirit of Biafra will let it to happen. And that's why we are where we are today. If Nnamdi Kanu can give a prophecy that in the next 2 weeks before he was kidnapped, that things are going to happen, it means that even the spirit of Biafra already informed him that something is going to happen. So whatever you see happening today is a divine mandate. I want to tell you today that these people who say instead of Simon Ekpa getting Biafra, they will kill themselves, they are on the loose to do everything to destroy Biafra from coming. But I don't know that Biafra cannot be destroyed by a man. They never born that person. I want you to understand that I have confessed. First of all, it is on the record that the Mohammed Abbas in Kuwait, for the very first time after over 1 year, have come to tell Biafrans that they, in the leadership, are aware of what happened to Nnamdi Kanu, but they keep it secret. And they allow Kanu, who also I could blame. They cornered him, and all of them were against Simon Ekpa. They think that Simon Ekpa have come to hijack Biafra's struggle for Nnamdi Kanu. That is not my mission. My mission is to help Nnamdi Kanu to get Biafra. And I'm going to do that. The same people today, after Nnamdi Kanu talked about pipeline security, the way he talked about them, today, these same criminals that are now after how to make money, because it is all about money. They have come to announce that they have become pipeline security in the hinterland. Tompolo reached out to BNL, which is in alliance with Autopilot IPOB, the thing they could not do for many years. We have done it within 6 months. The unification they could not do for the entire lifespan in IPOB because they were never interested in Biafra. We did it. Because anytime Nnamdi Kanu make a move to unify agitators, they have always sabotaged it. Anytime Nnamdi Kanu make a move to know the plight of the ESN, the Mohammed Abbas in Kuwait, we always tell him, our leader, everything is taken care of, everything is fine, everything is fine. Why people were dying in the camps, why people were being sabotaged and subjugated to all manner of inhuman treatment in ESN camp. Some of you remember when video circulated, the video of ESN circulated on social media, that the ESN is not being cared for, that they are not feeding fine.
Nnamdi
some
Kanu,
medical doctors who were in America
BIAFRAN, Maneke, Manode, Oyabi, Imewugin, Atile Kati question my work. Oh, got a one negama, amen. Nezulo lock, Momoke, me cookie, me becky, mine and deck waffle. Amen. Oh, got to do no, God law, no bodo. I'm tired of it. I can't go alone. Oh, now, I beg of you, we are not about to go. Indian and right to marry him, Kayla Richard. I bail my pocket. Gaga, you go down. Love. Amen. 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 I go to the bar. Mana for. Amen. Amen. Nime kisasiye sebere wo kwani kwarabo ani abo.
Biko Biko arrested me during his tenure. Biko Biko arrested me during his tenure. Let them divide this country. Let everybody go on his or her own way. That is the best thing. I don't have candidates. I cannot vote for our people. I cannot vote for Tinubu. I cannot vote for people.
the Eastern Security Network in a camp carry out some kind of investigation. The video were leaked on social media. The reason why the video was leaked on social media was because when these people contacted Onye, this criminal Chinasamoru, all of them, they say it's a propaganda, it's a lie. That is nothing like that. And the next thing, boom, on social media, the video circulated. When Onyendo want to make a move to do something for the people of Biafra, these criminals have always sabotaged him. They call him Onyendo, we have taken care of it. And no problem, everything is taken care of. And the next thing is that they will make whoever that wanted to salvage that situation to become the enemy of Onyendo. They will call the person Sabo. And because you will not have opportunity to defend yourself, you will not have opportunity to explain. The evil in IPOB was overwhelming. Today, I can assure you that Nnamdi Kanu will come out and IPOB will never remain the same, because now only the genuine agitators will be part of this Onyendo. And this will lead to Biafra next year. The program I'm having this evening is completely a very special program. And if you miss this opportunity to listen live to the world from the under the sea, it will never be the same when you listen to me after the live program have ended. So you are privileged to listen to the first word as they come from the deep of the sea. I want you to understand that they look down on me. They say they are going to close Simon Ekpa chapter like they did to other people. I looked at them and laughed. I have not even started.
Amuna gibiliben. Nnamdi Kanu bamaitama Chineke nyelu mu Biafra kodozo bodani. Kamuna gibiliben. Nnamdi Kanu bamaitama Chineke nyelu mu Biafra kodozo bodani. Kamuna gibiliben. Ukwanu ya santa, ijuku ya santa, omume ya santa, bureni ya komputa. Ukwanu ya santa, ijuku ya santa.
I am born for this Biafra to come. And when I told them that I have the same, almost the same history like Onyendu, they use it to do program. And I don't know when you are going to learn a lesson. I will be your last bus stop. It is not just it is not just ordinary talking. I will be your last bus stop. And those who are still preparing, I will be your last bus stop. And those who actually have become their last bus stop, demonstrated it, and they are gone. You can never rise up again. Those who are still, demonstrating the sign of a dying horse, I will be your last bus stop. Today, they are now coming out openly to say they want to become pipeline security guard just to fight against Biafra. Pipeline security guard. It is not what we are known for. We don't guard the pipeline. But I want you to understand one thing. The award, the contract given to Tompolo do not have men to execute that contract of pipeline security. He don't have men. And Tompolo knows that he don't have men to effectively execute that contract. So what does Tompolo do? Tompolo now goes and start influencing some people that were never genuine in Biafra struggle, buy them off to begin to guard the pipeline. But let me tell you, the agenda and the end result is not to guard pipeline. It is to sabotage the Biafra movement. You can imagine where the Mohammed Abbas Chinasa criminal Nwuru in Kuwait shouting on Radio Biafra that Tompolo approached him. And you know what that means, whether it is truth or not. And of course, It is always they approach him and he did not collect money, so he decided to execute the contract without collecting money. The same way they approach them during the sit at home. They offered them money. In addition to the money, whoever that were involved in the leaking of the information of where Onyendu, the whereabouts of Onyendu, they begin to open office on Simon Ekpa and sit at home. They say the commissioner told them, bring account, let me give you 40 million. Rewrite the order of Monday sit at home. After few days, the order of Monday sit at home were rewritten. They rewrited it. And so the question you should be asking yourself is that the rewrite this order, was it free of charge? Did they reject the 40 million? And they say, okay, we are not collecting the money, but we are going to rewrite it. Considering how they love money. Now, they have come again. Tompolo reached out to us. Somebody that Nigeria government have awarded billions of naira security, pipeline security contract. He don't have men to execute the contract. Come and become a... When did China Sanworu, a criminal, begin to guide pipeline? When did IPOB begin to guard pipeline? When did the Biafra agitators become a pipeline security? We can never be. Even if we want to guide pipeline security, we are not going to guard it for Nigeria. And in Biafra, there is no need to have pipeline security because we are not going to have insecurity of the pipeline in Biafra Republic. 4 billion naira monthly. And that is why everything that anybody is doing for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra, they sabotage it. So today, instead of Biafra will come and Simon Ekpa is doing something, they are going to destroy it. They have failed. Not even Tompolo will stop Biafra from coming next year. Tompolo, I respect so much, and he knows it. He knows it very well. I respect him. He's a businessman. But you can't use the freedom of your people to do business. It was because of my comment and broadcast on Tompolo that made them to come to Radio Biafra to start shouting that Tompolo contacted them. Because to them, hey, I am now fighting Tompolo, so let us go closer to Tompolo and make Tompolo our friend for one Nigeria. I don't need friend of anybody. My only friend is freedom. Anybody that wants freedom is my friend. If you don't know want freedom, I'm not your friend, no matter who you are. And I know that it will benefit Tompolo and his people to be free from Nigeria, where they are going to be paid 3%, and this 3% does not go to the development of Niger Delta. They have what they call the NDDC. NDDC, they pump money into NDDC. The effect of NDDC is not being felt anywhere in the Niger Delta region. But every year, you are going to be hearing billions and billions of dollars that is being pumped into NDDC. But it's not being felt anywhere. There is no school, there is no hospital, there is no good road, there is no sewage system, there is no nothing. People are living on top of water in the worst state. For how long will you continue that?
Now, where did all come from that one? That one there, not best. Now, where did all come from that one?
So, those who say that they have come and now it is their turn to fight Simon Ekpa, I will tell you, Simon Ekpa will be your end also. I am telling you the fact. It does not matter who you are. The fame you enjoy, if you think that Simon Ekpa is the next person you are going to target, that will be your end. I am telling you the fact. Before Biafra come next year, you will be forgotten. When these particular criminals in DOS, expelled criminals, when they want to attack me, I warned them for more than 6 months. I was begging them, leave me the hell alone. That when I start, I will not stop. All the people that were attacking me today, they have come to know the truth. But have they apologized? The answer is no. Those of them who immediately they wanted to silence me, they created their own page. They started making brokers like this man called Ezeji. This man Ezeji in UK. He has disappeared.
Let's begin. The scramble for Africa is a well-documented, infamous phenomenon in which European powers went from controlling a meager 10% of Africa to almost a gigantic 90%, except Ethiopia and Liberia, which remained independent. The neo-colonist and rapid scramble for Africa is not so popular, but it is well documented too. The goal of US military's presence in Africa is to counter Chinese and Russian influence, control strategic locations, natural resources, and oil reserves. This goal can only be achieved by controlling Nigeria, the most strategic location in Africa. This is the main objective of the AFRICOM. For this purpose, CIA has deployed a classic old book strategy, that is to divide and rule. In pursuance of the same, it created a problem named Boko Haram, and then it is proposing its solution by intervening in Nigeria and around. But why are we calling Boko Haram an offshoot of the CIA? The notorious intelligence agency of the United States of America is known for creating a problem and then advertising the US as the solution. As we can see, in Ethiopia, the US and its allies are backing and funding the infamous TPLF, Tigray People Liberation Front, and want to create a separate nation to control the Horn of Africa region. It wants to control Eritrea for its natural reserves and its strategic position, which is suitable for controlling the Strait of Bab el-Mandeb, which is a strait between Yemen and the Arabian Peninsula, and Djibouti and Eritrea in the Horn of Africa. US's most jarring example of destabilizing other countries is in Afghanistan. It is well known that America created Taliban to oust Russia from Afghanistan. In an interview, Hillary Clinton even admitted that she was the commander and the supplier of the arms and money to the Afghan Mujahideen. While stating the US's compulsion to fund the terrorists, she stated, "We, the United States, created the very problem that we are now fighting, and people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago." Nigeria is the most populous and one of the largest nations of Africa, whether in terms of economy or landmass. It is one of the largest oil-producing countries in the world, and its rising power and wealth is now acknowledged all around Africa and the world. For most first-world residents who discount Africa's potential at the drop of a hat, this information may come as a surprise, but Nigeria is one of the most famous destinations among global investors. According to Absa Africa Financial Markets Index 2021, that is AAFMI, Nigeria was the third most attractive country in Africa for foreign investment. Due to this phenomenon, the USA doesn't want any other interested third party, such as China, India, Japan, or Russia, to obtain monopolies of preferential treatment by Nigeria. In May 2014, African Renaissance News published an in-depth report on Boko Haram to find out whether Boko Haram can be another CIA operation to control Nigeria. In the report, it stated, the greatest prize for AFRICOM and its goal to plant a Pax Americana in Africa would be when it succeeds in the most strategic African country, that is Nigeria. It is prominent to note that in the 70s and 80s, Nigeria assisted several African countries to line in clear opposition and defiance of the interests of United States and its Western allies, which resulted in a setback for Western initiatives in Africa at that time. Boko Haram, translated, Westernization is sacrilege, is an Islamic sectarian movement funded by Muhammad Yusuf in northeastern Nigeria in year 2002. The terrorist organization has carried out assassinations and has spread terrorism in Nigeria. It's basically based in northeastern Nigeria with its offshoots in Cameroon and other neighboring countries. USA's basic longing for the control of Nigeria is its resource-rich land. As we stated earlier, the goal of AFRICOM is not people, but the resources and strategic locations of Africa and its neighborhood. Nigeria is also the biggest economy in mainland Africa, and it is slated to become the largest economy in all of Africa by 2030, and it has the youngest population in Africa. So if Nigeria will keep fighting terrorists, it will never be able to get into the development mode. Terrorism will always keep Nigeria on boil, and it will need a helping hand of the US, NATO, IMF and World Bank, which are majorly funded and controlled by the US. CIA used the same tactics with Afghan Mujahideen in Afghanistan and more recently with TPLF in Ethiopia. But the same Mujahideen which USA created gave it one of the largest terror attacks in the world, the 9/11 Twin Towers attack, after which it spent 20 years fighting Taliban in Afghanistan and was ousted by Taliban after suffering more humiliating defeat than Russia. In this whole Afghanistan debacle, the biggest losers were the innocent people who had no option but to either flee their homeland or witness it being ravaged at the hands of those who had no business being there to begin with. Radical Islamists with guns are very hard to control and dictate. America is doing nothing but feeding a snake, but it cannot expect faith from it. Boko Haram can very well turn into Taliban 2.0, and a move like this can backfire like funding the terrorists in Afghanistan did.
Now he bragged how he's going to end Simon Ekpa. He come with Ofo on live TV. He come on live broadcast and do Ofo. How long? Ordinary wind that blowed, they blow him away. He disappeared. That is it. How many of you remember him? He's in the UK. Simon Ekpa is nobody. I am this, I am that. Ordinary blow. He disappeared. Till today. All of them were the one going and calling from one platform to other, telling how they are going to deal with Simon Ekpa. Where are they today? They are gone. That SAG of a man. I know that after mentioning his name, he's going to come out without shame. Because that is what they do. Anybody I mention his name, the person will summon courage to come and say, yes, I am still here. I have not disappeared. But you have not heard from him since last year. They disappeared. He was the one who mentioned that they have removed Onyendu name. They accuse him of receiving letter of IPOB when he is not receiving the letter. Ordinary small blackmail. They accuse him that he's the one receiving letter, and he is not the one receiving the letter. They say he was the one who passed the information to us. How did we know that Onyendu name was removed? That he was the one leaking the information? And this person have not come publicly to apologize to God, not to me, because you have wronged the God of Biafra. You know, what I'm doing today is to give Biafra people the sense of belonging, you know, because before it has been, you know, this gossip and saga and all that. So this evening is going to be, I am giving you the word from the deep blue sea. When people are saying the less you look, or the more you look, the less you see, in our own dictionary, we don't have that. What we have is that the less you look, the more you see. He came with the offer. They called me fake God. They say I have fake God. I have Korea God. I have this one. I have that. My God is in heaven, and only God knows that. He came and attacked me. Today, ordinary one blackmail of collecting letter of IPOB and hiding it. They destroyed him. He's gone. I also want you people to understand that when this thing started, there is another one in London, you know, because I may not have the opportunity to have a program like this again from today. So it is time for me to talk to you, Biafrans, for record. The one they called Ume in London, also, all of them, they had a program. Every day, Simon Ekpa, every day, Ekpa this, every day, Ekpa that. Today, the thing I did 6 months ago is what they are doing now. I have done it. I left. That same thing I did is what they are doing now. And they are yet to apologize to the spirit of Biafra for having accused me wrongly, for having blackmailed me, for having tried to destroy my reputation for no reason. As I'm talking to you today, none of these people have any evidence against Simon Ekpa. Nothing to show again that this is what Simon Ekpa did. What I did that made them to hate me was that I refused the devil to enter me. I want to ask you, Biafrans, so if I had danced to the tone of these criminals in DOS, by agreeing to what they are doing, by allowing them to penetrate me, is it now that we come and start doing exposition of DOS? Is it now? You think that anybody will listen to anybody? Is it now? By now, ESN is gone. By now, they must have destroyed our men on ground. So if I had followed the path of these criminals in DOS who want to destroy the legacy of Nnamdi Kanu, is it now, when there will be no ESN, that they will come, I will come and I will be telling Biafrans that, oh, these people have destroyed ESN, oh, these people have destroyed the Biafra, oh, we are now into pipeline security, oh, we are now into obedient, oh, we are now, is that what you want me to be doing now? Because that is what exactly the people that fought me, and they are now, their eyes are clear. That's exactly what they are doing. By now, everything would have been destroyed. Of course, you will never understand, because I did not allow them to use me. All these people that are coming after 1 year to be telling you how they are criminals, how they are looting money, how they are using their money to fix car, how they are doing this and doing that. Is that what you wanted me to do? By now, after 1 year of incarceration, of Nnamdi Kanu incarceration, I will come now and start telling you this is what they are, this is what. By then, everything is gone. Where are we going to start? I am giving you. My own is I say it, you have evidence. I have told you Ezeji attacked me. Today he is no more. He's an evidence. He is alive. I told you the one they called Ume, who say he is a IPOB headmaster. He attacked me. The thing I did that made him to attack me is the same thing he is doing today in the United Kingdom. It's evidence. I am not making anything up. It is not propaganda. Everything I have done that made him to attack me, because they don't know where I come from. They don't know what I know. The thing they are seeing today, I saw it before even joining IPOB. The one they call Sampe Master, he has gone. I told him, if you do not apologize to the God, your power will be gone. Today, Sampe Master cannot dream again. I am telling you, it is not mouth. The gods have taken his power, if he had any, away. Let him come and challenge me now. Let him come and use Ofo to do something. Let us see. He is gone. I am saying this on live video. It is not bragging. They have become powerless. Sampe Master can no longer dream his dreams. His dream is gone. The first person that started this whole thing is the one in Turkey, the illiterate in Turkey. He came and said, Simon Ekpa have ordered a week or 2 weeks sit at home for Christian, that IPOB cannot be part of it, and he knows he lied. He came with Osoji on live video. He came with Osoji. He said, this is Osoji. I am giving this Osoji. Simon Ekpa is the one who come to give order sit at home. He is the one who come. He say everybody sit at home. He bring Osoji. While the person that started the Christian sit at home is Dr. Malafia, and the video is there on social media. He brought Osoji because he don't understand broken. He don't understand the English. He cannot research. He saw a very clear lie. He came to tell that it was Simon Ekpa. With Osoji, I told him, you are gone. Today, is he not gone? I know that after, you know how they do. Once I mention their name, the next day they will spring up. They have mentioned my name. Let us go on social media. That Simon Ekpa that is nobody to them has mentioned my name. Let us go to social media and people are going to look for me because he has mentioned my name. That was how I played the other guy video who is in Germany. I played his video after his own confession. I told him to take the case to court. I told him to take the case to court. He must take the case to court. I played his video. He jumped out. Bam! I want to defend myself. I want to debunk Simon Ekperima. I want to debunk that thing in Finland. Because he feels so important after mentioning his name. He came with a suit and MP. He ordered MP like this. So Ludo, Simon Ekpa is responsible for the killing in Anambra State. He has now become, he has summoned courage and have energy. He feels so important that now Simon Ekpa play his video, so Ludo will listen to him. So Simon Ekpa that is nobody. He is now calling Soludo because he thinks that now Simon Ekpa have called his name. So Soludo, he is very important now, and Soludo must listen to him. He called again, Soludo, I told you, Simon Ekpa is the one. So I know, as I'm mentioning these names today, they are going to come online from tomorrow or maybe next tomorrow to show that they are still alive. There is another one who they call, I was watching the other one who is having a program with the one they call Ume from London. He is calling the one they call one Australian page or something, or that he is sick. It is because he attacked him and all that. But that man they called the Australian page, he has been attacking Simon Ekpa, blackmailing Simon Ekpa. and they say he is sick. And the one who have attacked Simon Ekpa is saying that he have a spirit that anybody who attack him will not end well. You can never, that your spirit, if you had any, can never be effective when you are owing somebody apology. When you are owing the gods that follows me apology. You don't know what follows me. You don't know. So there is no way that your power can be effective again until you apologize to the gods that follows me. So what am I trying to say this evening? I'm trying to make some general, analysis of what has transpired in the last 1.5 years. The other one that has been carrying baby on the street, she finally got paper and she have disappeared on social media because she have now gotten document. That is the only reason she was making broadcasts, shouting and abusing people, constituting nuisance on social media. All of them. I want Biafrans to understand one thing. The reason why I'm touching all these places is for you to know that I follow everything that is happening. All of you know that I know why I have asked people not to attack Barrister Ejiofor. The time Barrister Ejiofor mentioned the criminals in the US, I came to address him. After addressing him, it did not stop us from discussing. It did not stop us from discussing. When they say all these things they are talking, I just look at them and laugh. I communicate with Barrister Ejiofor until the last minute. Until the last minute. And where we are going to discuss that is coming. One thing I have to tell you people is this. Do not fight somebody that his hands are clean. No matter what. Don't. Today, everything that I fought with autopilot IPOB is the thing some people are fighting today. We have left them. Today, ESN is intact. Today, the legacy is intact. Today, Biafra struggle is waxing very, very strong. Today, it is no longer a social media thing. We are now engaging countries, nations, of which green light has been given. Some of you don't know. There is nothing that is going to stop Biafra from coming next year. Nothing. So I want to warn those who will want to be telling people that when Nnamdi Kanu come, Nnamdi Kanu is going to do this and do that. That is not what we are here. I want broadcasters who are engaging in those kind of analysis to desist from that. Our main objective now is not to analyze what Nnamdi Kanu will do when he come out. Our focus and the focus of everybody should be that Nnamdi Kanu will come out first. Don't start analyzing what he will do when he come out. We don't need it. We don't need it. What we need now is to analyze how he will be released. To analyze that they are going to release him tomorrow. To analyze that they are going to release him next tomorrow. We don't need to start analyzing what he is going to do when he come out. What is going to be his political opinion when he come out. How he is going to comment on the president and the presidential election. That is not what we are here. What we are here to do is to make sure that they obey their shenanigan court order and bring him out. When he come out, we cannot talk about whatever that is going to be his opinion. So I'm appealing to every Biafran broadcasters who have now made it to become a topic to start discussing what is going to be the opinion of Nnamdi Kanu and what he's going to do when he come out. It is not necessary. We don't need those analyses. We don't need those broadcasts. Let us start analyzing the things that are happening now. It is not everything we will predict and analyze the future. Yet again, I have to appeal to all broadcasters that are analyzing what Nnamdi Kanu will do when he come out, to desist from that. It is a distraction. Allow those criminals who we have exposed to start analyzing that when Nnamdi Kanu come out, he will not talk to Simon Ekpa, he is not going to do this. Allow them to say that. Allow them to make broadcast on that. We are not sure. Do not analyze that Nnamdi Kanu will have opinion on politics. We don't want to hear that. But of course, for those who don't want to be part of us again, you can go ahead. Because as it is now, we don't have power over obedient people. So we don't have power over them. If you are a broadcaster and you are obedient, then you can continue to do your propaganda against us. Well, I will tell you, at least Biafrans will know that this person or this channel is obedient channel. So we are going to know. But if you are for Biafra, no matter what, there are some things you are not going to be saying, especially when it has to do with election and our leader. We need to focus on analysis that will affect his release. When he come out, we are going to open a new chapter.
Where lose his bet. Let's see. His incantation no pass our own. No. Anderson, don't hit him. What the fuck?
I said this man don't take for this business.
I swear this man don't take.
No,
camera. No, he's
Give me that knife. Give me that knife.
Okay, in took him inside.
Hey, man, cover them up now. Cover them up. That 400 something in career.
No, don't worry. Let them just so that you know naked him.
Come on.
Now, Copra. You go and give Boko Haram this so that they will come and attack us in this camp. Don't worry. God pass you.
When we shall come to the way they
See, all this one go take. Look at us. Now, those one, this one, they don't roost.
Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar have this to say.
Yeah, Professor Ango. 35. I have traversed the whole 35. And I have traversed the whole of this country. I know the whole of this country. I have built bridges across this country. I think what the average northerner needs is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria.
Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar is campaigning in the northern Nigeria. He went to his people to campaign. And what he...
Atiku is my leader.
Atiku Abubakar is in the northern Nigeria, campaigning for Nigeria, One Nigeria election. In that his campaign, he is telling the North that what you need is not a president from this Igbo. What you need is not a president from Yoruba. That what you need is a president from the northern Nigeria. That is the agenda of the Abuja Declaration of 1989. While Obi is here, praising Atiku and calling Atiku his boss, I want you to see things very deeply.
Atiku is my leader, my boss, and a senior brother. If he invites me for anything, I'll attend. Aspiring does not say I should not keep my relationship that is very cordial and everything. I'm aspiring. But remember, I always say, Atiku is a unifier. He believes in Nigeria. He's a good man.
You didn't hear that? He said Atiku is a unifier. Atiku believes in Nigeria. He said it. This is a man that some ignorant youth hold in a very high esteem. The man who come to say Atiku is a unifier. Listen to the Atiku who Obi addressed as a unifier. Listen.
And I have traversed the whole of this country. I know the whole of this country.
I know the whole of this country.
I have built bridges across this country.
I have built bridges across this country.
I think what the average northerner needs is somebody who is from the north.
I think what the average northerner need is somebody who is from the north. That is what Obi, the London boy, addressed as a unifier. A unifier to Obi is somebody who speaks like this. I just want you to see how fake Obi is. I just want you to see how Obi is going to serve the Fulanis. Even if even if he don't become anything, Obi have soiled his hand to be a slave to Fulani. Now, this is a man Obi is telling you he is a unifier. How can Obi make decisions by regarding somebody like this as a unifier? So what Obi is trying to tell you is that if he becomes the president of Nigeria, he will appoint Atiku to become one of the unifier of Nigeria. And the unifier of Nigeria is somebody with such mentality. Listen to him.
More than I need is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria. And
what average northerner need is somebody who is from the north and also understand other part of Nigeria. Do you understand?
Who has been able to build bridges.
Who have been able to build bridges
across the rest of the country.
Who have been able to build bridges across the length of the country. Now, when you hear Atiku talk about building bridges, his bridge to Southeast is P2B. He is not talking about building bridges as in, that he loves Igbos. He is not talking about building bridges that he is going to do something for Biafra. He's not talking about building bridges that he will appoint this and appoint those who believe in the Biafra nation in Nigeria. He's not talking about that. He's talking about those his friends, like P2B, who is running as a president, and he is still calling him a boss. That is the bridge Atiku is talking about here. Atiku is not talking about bridge of building road in Biafra land as Southeast is concerned. Atiku is not talking about opening port in Biafra land as part of the bridges he has built. Atiku is not talking about making sure that Enugu State have embassies, that American embassy is in Enugu State. That is not the bridge Atiku is talking about. Atiku is not talking about that American embassy is in Anambra State. That is not the bridge Atiku is talking about. Atiku is talking about the bridge of P2B from Anambra. Wike, although they are now fighting each other. Somebody like the other person opposition to Wike in River State. That is his bridge. His bridge is Ugwanye in Enugu. That is his bridge. His bridge is not something that benefits ordinary people in Biafra land. His bridge is the politicians that they are nyashing each other. That is the bridge of Atiku. They nyash each other. Now listen.
This is what the northerner needs. He doesn't need a Yoruba candidate.
Northerner doesn't need a Yoruba candidate. That is the unifier Obi is talking about.
Or an Igbo candidate.
Or an Igbo candidate. That is the unifier Obi is talking about. Let us listen to him again.
A Yoruba candidate